everyone, I hope your day is going super lovely today. So since I haven't really been filming too much beauty videos, I figured I would sit down and film this tag. So this is the Ride or Die tag. It's pretty much just sharing your holy grail products from each category. So Jaclyn Hill was the one that came up with this tag, and since I haven't really done an updated holy grail products type of video, I figured it would be perfect to share my favorites, like my ultimate faves. So I feel like a lot of my picks aren't going to be popular. I mean, some of them definitely are, but I have some, you know, different products here. So let me jump right in. First item here is primer. So my favorite primer of all time is definitely my Cover FX Illuminating Primer. Now I love the Becca Backlight priming filter, but this one definitely has to be my favorite. I just prefer the texture to this a little bit better than the Becca one, but the Becca primer would definitely be my second favorite, but this is my #1 favorite. And I love anything that is illuminating. So this is just perfect for those who have, you know, dry skin or dull skin, things like that. And I feel like this just really melts into my skin. It doesn't provide like shimmer or anything like that. It just gives me a really nice glow, which is what I'm looking for. So it just makes my skin look healthy, and I love it for that reason. And it smells fan-freaking-tastic. So that's my favorite primer. So foundation, my favorite foundation is from Wander Beauty, and you can get this at Sephora. So this is a stick foundation. Now everybody has been talking and raving about the Hourglass Vanishing foundation. It is also a stick foundation. And that one, from the looks of it, is super emollient, super creamy, and it just seems like it's very similar to this one. I am dying to try that one out, but it is super, super expensive. I believe it's like $46. So this is just amazing, amazing, amazing stuff, especially if you have dry skin. And this just looks so natural on my skin. I just absolutely love this. Like, you don't really need to pile this on. A little bit of this goes a long way, and it just gives me the perfect coverage. Definitely buildable. You don't look like you're wearing makeup, and that's what I love about this. And I am in the shade medium for shade reference, but this is the Flash Focus Hydrating Foundation Stick from Wander Beauty. And this would definitely be my favorite foundation. Okay, so the next thing on the list is concealer. My favorite concealer definitely has to be from BareMinerals. This is the BareSkin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. And again, I'm in the shade medium. This is so good. It's very hydrating if you have dry skin. I'm gonna say this a lot because I have dry skin, but if you have dry skin, this is excellent. This could be medium to full coverage as well. This is heavy duty stuff, but it doesn't look heavy duty on your skin. This just blends seamlessly, especially if I use my beauty blender with this. This is just my go-to. Like, if I want a natural concealer, this is great. If I want something a little more heavier coverage, I can build this up, and it works just as great as well. So that's just my go-to. The next thing is face powder. Okay, so my favorite face powder is from IT Cosmetics, and I have talked about this before and I've raved about it, but this is the Celebration Foundation Illumination. So they do have a regular version, but this one is the Illumination version. So it does have like a slight sheen to it, and it gives you a slight glow. But what I love about this is that I can get away with using a powder foundation with my dry skin. It doesn't cake up, it doesn't emphasize any of my dry patches. It just looks very natural for a powder foundation, and I have done a tutorial using this, I believe a couple times actually on my channel. It's just amazing. So I love that. The next thing is under eye setting powder. So this is what I use to set my entire face, but also underneath my eyes. Now I do have a ton of loose under eye setting powders. I like when it's not loose and messy. I just prefer something like this. So this one is from BareMinerals, and this is the Translucent Powder Duo. Now I'll be honest, I don't really use the glow side. It has like a slight sheen to it. Not that it is a bad product, I just prefer the matte side. So I take this with me everywhere. This is always in my purse, so I had to mention this. This is like super messy. This part looks kind of dingy. It almost looks a little bit beigey because of my foundations. I use this so much, guys. So this definitely has to be like the best of the best of what I own. I have the by Terry translucent powder. I have the Tarte one. I have the It's Skin one, which I do have it right here. If I were to choose a, you know, a loose translucent powder for my under eyes, it would definitely be this one. But this is the Babyface Pore Powder from It's Skin. But like I said, I just prefer it like this. So I prefer it in the pan than loose, but that's just my preference. And yeah, so that's my favorite. And then for blush, this is not really a popular one here on YouTube, but I absolutely love this blush. This is from Hard Candy. It's in the shade Bombshell. And it's just a beautiful like terracotta warm shade. It's just like my go-to shade, and it just looks beautiful with any makeup look. Now, this can get pretty heavy duty, but you can definitely sheer it out, and it's just gorgeous. It just really warms up my face, and I've had this for quite a long time, and this will be forever like my favorite blush. But I also like Nars Madly, and this is a little bit more lighter. It's a little bit more nude, but this is more newer to me, and this one I've had for years and has just always been my favorite. So I definitely would say this one is just my number one. So Hard Candy Bombshell. The next thing on the list is bronzer. So sorry. So my favorite bronzer is from Kleancolor. This one is actually fairly new, but it just knocks my socks off, especially because it's only $1, guys. It's $1. I got this off of the Shop Miss A website, and everything on that site is $1. But this is the Kleancolor Tanned Rawr Matte Bronzer. They have several different shades. This one is the Fiji Matte. So Fiji Matte is my favorite bronzer from Kleancolor and just in general. But it's just a beautiful like neutral bronzer, but it still has a hint of warmth. I have the Physicians Formula one, the Butter Bronzer, in just the bronzer shade, and that's also wonderful as well. I love the formula of that because it's super smooth, but it's a little bit too light, and it could be a little bit too neutral, if that makes sense. I like this one because it's neutral, but it still has a tinge of warmth to it, so it just works well, and it's a little bit more darker. So it's the bronzer that I have on today. I don't like to go too crazy with bronzer, but this one is just, it's just the best, and the formula is really good. It's not patchy. I love this one, and for $1, oh my gosh, yes. So the next thing is highlight, and I'm not sure if this one is limited edition, if this no longer exists, but this is from Tarte, and this came out with the Rainforest of the Sea collection, which I did an entire review on pretty much every product from that collection. It's one of my favorite like launches of 2016. It's just a beautiful collection. So this one is the Skin Twinkle Lighting Palette, and you get two highlights, one in Sunlight and the other one in Moonlight. So this one is more of like a champagne color, whereas this one is more of like a pearly pink. And I actually tend to mix both colors together, and I get like the perfect shade on my cheeks. But you know, if I want to go for like a pinky shade, then I'll just, you know, just use this one. Or if I want like a more champagne shade, then I'll just use this one. And I do like this as well. I use this as a under eye setting powder, but it's not my favorite setting powder, obviously, because it didn't make the cut. But these highlights though are just amazing. and the palette itself is just beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. I just love everything about it. The formula of these highlights are just superb, and it almost looks wet on your cheeks, and I love that look, so definitely my favorite. And then for mascara, I've talked about this to pieces, I feel like, but this is from Too Cool for School, and this is the Escalator Mascara from the dinoplatz line, and the dinoplatz line is pretty much the cutest thing ever, but it has like a bunch of dinosaurs. I love the packaging, but the mascara is just wonderful. It's one of those mascaras that, as the name states, escalator, you can make the bristles larger or shorter. And I just love this because it lengthens my lashes, but it also gives me a little bit of a curl. So this pretty much is everything for me, and I like it because I can use this on the top lashes and also on my lower lashes, just by, you know, changing up the size of the wand. So this is definitely a favorite, and this is, I believe, my second one of this. It's so good. Okay, so the next thing is lipstick. So my favorite lipstick would definitely have to be this guy right here. This is from Colourpop, and the name is just all rubbed off already. But it's the Lippie Stix in Lumiere. And this is just a gorgeous, like, mauvish shade. And this was a collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and she has since done a ton of collabs with Colourpop. This was like her first collab with them, and I just fell in love with the shade, and this is like my signature lip now. Either rocking a mauve lip or a warm nude. That's kind of like the colors that I gravitate towards. So this is always in my purse, and it just goes with everything. So I love this two pieces. I guess I'll swatch it, even though I'm sure you guys know what Lumiere looks like, but that's it there. It's just a stunning color. So for a liquid lip, it would definitely have to be Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in Double Dare. And this is like a mauve, but it's a little bit more warmer, if that makes sense. So there it is there. It almost looks like the color that I have on my lips right now, which is Marc Jacobs Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, it's just a gorgeous color, so that would definitely have to be my favorite liquid lipstick. I get a ton of use out of this one, and I'm not like a huge fan of liquid lipsticks. They're just not my cup of tea, especially since I'm a total like gloss girl, so that's like the exact opposite of that. But I do love this one, and I do like the formula and the color, everything. So for lip gloss, that was kind of a difficult category for me because I have a ton of lip gloss, but like I said, I'm either rocking a mauve lip or a warm nude, and this is more of the warm category. I just love the formula of these lip glosses from Urban Decay. These are the Revolution lip glosses, and this one is in the shade Kinky, which is a funny name, but this is the high color lip gloss in Kinky. And yeah, it's just that. It's a nice warm nude, and this is quite opaque. Revolution lip glosses from Urban Decay are one of my favorites, but I also like the Buxom lip glosses. Those are great too, but this one right here is just like my favorite color, and I wear this all the time, so I had to mention that one. So the next thing on the list is lashes. Now, I'm honestly not a huge fan of lashes. I can do without them. There's not a big deal for me. But my favorite lashes would have to be the Ardell Wispies. Like, simple, nothing too dramatic. I like dramatic lashes, but they just tend to just feel too heavy on my lids, and I just don't like that. So, but yeah, Ardell Wispies, and I don't have any with me to share with you guys, but yeah, those would be my favorite. So for the eyeshadow palettes, this is a no-brainer for me. Now, this palette is fairly new. You guys probably already know what I'm going to share with you guys, but yeah, this palette right here from Anastasia, the Modern Renaissance palette. It's just a gorgeous palette. Now, to be honest, I've always been more of a cool tones kind of girl. I love my taupes, I love my purples, but this palette, for whatever reason, just rocks my world. Like, it speaks to me. This is a one and done palette, and that's why I love it. You have a amazing brow bone shade right here that is matte. You have 2 highlight shades right here. You can use this for your inner corner, your brow bone as well. You have some good transition colors over here. You have these beautiful aubergine shades, this cool tone shade. This orange obviously is beautiful. So overall, this is a very warm, you know, toned palette, but it's just gorgeous and I just can't put it down. I just can't. So definitely favorite palette. Anastasia really outdid it with this one, and I love all of her palettes, but this one definitely has to take the cake. So definitely all-time favorite. Okay, so for setting spray, for sure would have to be my Tony Moly Moisture Mist. I'm gonna spray some on right now. I love this because 1, it is a super fine mist, and 2, it smells amazing. It's a really nice, like, fresh, uplifting scent. This is a Korean brand, and you can find this at Ulta, but it's from the Aqua Porin line. And yeah, I mean, you can't miss it. It's like a bright blue bottle, but it's just amazing. Now, this is like an aerosol can. I have a ton of setting sprays, but this is the one that I use the most. And every time I use it, it just makes me happy. It's great if you have dry skin because it does, you know, bring back moisture to your skin, and it just makes, you know, your entire face just look healthy and not cakey, which is very important. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, and the last thing is perfume. So I actually have 2 perfumes. I'm not trying to cheat here, but I was contemplating whether or not to even mention this, just because, you know, I like to promote cruelty-free brands on my channel, and I believe that this brand is not cruelty-free, but this is from Thierry Mugler, and I've loved this perfume ever since my father gifted this to me, and this has just been my #1 signature scent. I do wear this more so for special occasions, but it's Alien from Thierry Mugler, and yeah, it's just a very special scent. It brings me back, and so yeah, this for sure is just my #1. I know that this isn't for everyone. You know, some people despise this scent, but I absolutely love it. It just smells like purple. It just smells like grape juice. It smells fantastic in my opinion. But this is the one that I use on like a daily basis. So this has more like sentimental value, and that's kind of why it makes it like my ride or die. But this is what I use on a daily basis, and this is from Illume. You can find Illume at Anthropology, but this is from the Go Be Lovely collection. I've talked about this before, but this is Thai Lily, and I believe there's 3 different scents that is in the Go Be Lovely collection, but this one definitely has to be my favorite. It's definitely fruity. I believe there's like mango notes in here. Definitely fruity, definitely floral, and just like a nice bubbly scent, and just like an everyday type of scent. It smells very, very good. Whereas this one is more of like an evening wear type of scent. Even though, I mean, if I want to wear this, I'm gonna wear it. But yeah, so those are like my favorites. So that is it, guys. That completes this tag. I don't do tags very often just because I feel like in the scheme of things, it's very repetitive, and I don't know, it's like the same tag but like different title, and I just figured I would do this tag just because it is really fun, and I haven't really, you know, gave you guys like an updated Holy Grail kind of video for you guys. A lot of these things you have heard of, some of them you haven't. But yeah, definitely for sure, you guys should definitely check out this stick foundation though from Wander Beauty. It's so good, guys. You don't get a lot of product, you get 0.32 ounces, but I know stick foundations, you know, you really don't get a lot of product anyways. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you want to let me know what your ride or die products are, leave them down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.